I would request every viewer, every subscriber who is watching this video, please do not skip this video. This is one of those most essential videos you should, watch in totality before you enter into 2026. I'm talking about two most important planets in Vedic astrology, friends. The two biggies, if I may call them, Jupiter and Saturn. And I'm saying they decide 100% of your destiny. When I talk about Dharma, okay, when I talk about Dharma, what do you refer to? Most of you would look at the ninth house of your horoscope. Most of you would look at ninth house of your horoscope if I am talking about Dharma, friends. And the moment we switch to the word karma, typically we would go to the karma sthan, which is the 10th house of our horoscope. This is what we are aware so far, or this is how much astrologers have told us that dharma sthan, is the ninth house. The karma sthan is the 10th house. But there is a very, very, very big secret, or rather, I might call it as the biggest secret of Vedic astrology. Your dharma is hidden, guys. Your dharma is hidden in the ninth house, not from your lagna. It is hidden in the ninth house from your Jupiter, the Jeev Karka. Okay? And your karma, which we refer to as the 10th house. We understand karma sthan is the 10th house, but the karma that you're supposed to perform in this janma, the karma that you're supposed to perform in this lifetime is hidden in the 10th house from Saturn. This single piece of information, or rather I should say the single insight, can change the entire direction of your life. The moment we refer to Jupiter, Jupiter is Dev Guru Brihaspati. Jupiter is Wisdom Karka. Jupiter is Jeev Karka. And Saturn is the Karmadipati. Saturn is our karmic judge. Saturn shows our responsibilities. Saturn shows our duties. So then, if we have to understand dharma and karma, the real meaning of the dharma that you must follow, the karma that you must do, we have to understand and we have to look deeper into the ninth house from Jupiter, friends, and the 10th house from our natal Saturn in our D1 chart. And only when both dharma and karma become aligned, that is when Bhagya awakens. That is when your destiny begins to move. Again, very clear. I do not want people to understand dharma as religion. Dharma is not religion, friends. Dharma is your right path. Dharma is your soul's ethical direction, if I may call it. It is your divine responsibility. Please do not, get confused with the term dharma with your religion. It is your soul's ethical direction, friends. It is, as I said, it's your divine responsibility. And please stop judging dharma from the regular ninth house. The true dharma is to be seen only from the ninth house from Jupiter. Jupiter represents. Why ninth house from Jupiter? Why? Why is that ninth house from Jupiter so important? Because Jupiter represents divine guidance, friends. And from Jupiter, the house where we have the ninth aspect of Jupiter falling, that is the ninth position, that becomes the actual dharmic, I would say, actual soul's direction that the soul needs to follow in this Janma. The ninth house from Jupiter, Namaskar, the ninth house from Jupiter will reveal the kind of principles, it will reveal your purpose, the philosophy your soul must follow. That's your dharma path, the road you must walk, if I may say so. What is karma? What is karma in astrology? Karma is not punishment. Karma is action. Karma is our duties. Karma is our responsibilities. Karma is the work that we are supposed to complete, or karma is the work you cannot escape in this Dharma. And karma cannot be looked only into, through your normal 10th house of your D1 chart. Real karma will come from the 10th house from Saturn, because Saturn is the real karmic accountant. He's the one who's keeping track. He's the one who tests you. He's the one who forces you to do what the soul has signed up for. The moment I say, the soul has signed up for, so there are two contracts, the Dharma contract and the Karma contract I'm referring to, friends. The 10th house from Saturn will reveal the type of work you must perform, the responsibilities you cannot run from, the karmic contribution you must give to society. That shows your real direction your actions must take. This is your real karmic duty in this Janma. Please, I would request everyone to listen very carefully. Dharma is the principle. Karma is the action. Karma is the practice. If I may say, Dharma is the why and karma is the how. Dharma says this is your soul's commitment, this is your soul's purpose, or this is your soul's promise. And karma says this is your soul's performance. This is what your souls need to perform. And when these two houses of your horoscope, support each other, which two houses am I referring to, friends? I am referring to the ninth house from Jupiter and the 10th house from Saturn. These two houses should be supporting each other. And if in your horoscope you have the ninth house from Jupiter in perfect harmony, or supporting your 10th house from Saturn, then you enter into something which is called the highest destiny, the Bhagya of the yogis. We refer to it as the yogic Bhagya. And if there is huge amount of conflict, between the ninth house from Jupiter and the 10th house from Saturn, then definitely life becomes a battle any which ways. To make it more simpler, to make this whole jnana or this philosophy more simpler, if I can give you an example. So let's take an example. If your ninth house from Jupiter falls in Leo. So now this is the house from where I have to look at the dharma, the dharma contract. So what will be my dharma if I have my ninth house from Jupiter falling in Leo? My dharma will be leadership. My dharma will be integrity. My dharma will be shining through truth. And this is the path that I need to follow, the path of courage, the path of inspiration. So all these are from the Kar Tattvas of Leo, friends. I'm trying to explain. Let's take another example, that if the 10th house from Saturn falls in Virgo, so then your karma is service. Your karma is precision. Your karma is hard work. Your karma is analysis. You must work with systems, data, healing, or discipline. That's now, if I have to give your soul's formula, okay, then it will be lead with integrity. That becomes your dharma. Through disciplined service, that becomes your karma. When the soul entered this lok, when the soul entered or took this mortal body, okay, of the individual that you were born in this lifetime, it didn't came empty-handed, friends. It did not came empty-handed. It came with two contracts, a dharma contract, which Jupiter wrote, a dharma contract written by Jupiter, and a karma contract enforced by Saturn. So Jupiter says, follow this path. And Saturn says, do this work. When you follow both, the dharma that Jupiter, 9th house from Jupiter is showing you, and the karma that the 10th house from Saturn is telling you to perform, only then the life is aligned. Only then you reduce the amount of obstacles that might appear in your life. Then your opportunities start appearing. That is when your bhagya, your destiny begins to unfold. So remember, dharma is 9th house from Jupiter, that's your purpose. And karma is 10th house from Saturn, that's your duty. Walk your dharma, do your karma, activate your bhagya. This is one of the deepest secret Krishna whispered to Arjuna in the Kurukshetra battlefield. And this is the wisdom that Vedic astrology reveals. I today can take up, live examples. Okay. If you share your birth details, I can, or your, Jupiter and Saturn positionings in this interaction. I'm ready to explain it to you what kind of a dharmic contract or a dharma contract you have come with, your soul has come with, or what is the karma contract that the soul has signed for, which is the path you need to take, which is the dharma that you need to follow, and which are the karmas you need to perform, which are the tasks and responsibilities that you need to complete in this janma. That activates or awakens your bhagya. And very soon, I will be coming up with a video, friends, on bhagya, the real meaning of bhagya. And it might be, a real enlightening video, if I may call it. And till date, what we understand bhagya is all wrong. What astrologers are talking when they talk Vedic astrology is not the correct version of Vedic astrology. That's not the real astrology, friends. So very soon I will make a video on what is real bhagya. And I thought before I, make that video, or before I, get into that interaction with you guys on the real definition of bhagya, if I may call it was very imperative, very important for all of you to appreciate the dharma and the karma theory which Sri Krishna revealed during his updeshas to Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra during the battle of Mahabharata. I may sound, philosophical. You might think that from where is this Bhagavad Gita now coming? From where are the Updeshas of Shri Krishna being relevant, so becoming so relevant? But that's the real astrology, friends. Gita, Bhagavad Gita gives us the real jnana. Sri Hari himself, the God himself, has revealed the real secrets of astrology. It is only we, the astrologers, might not have understood it, or for our own benefit and convenience have tweaked it, to attract more clients, maybe, or to make those sensational videos and reels, talking about all kinds of different remedies and different upayas and changing everyone's bhagya. But people who are trying to change bhagya, they don't even understand what bhagya is. They don't even understand what is the true dharma that one needs to follow. They are not even guiding people what is the karma that you must complete, or else Saturn will enforce that on you. If you deviate from the dharmic path, if you deviate from that true path, the dharma path your soul is to travel, you cannot taste success. You will only end up having struggles. Opportunities will disappear. Navu underscore 2005. So, what happens when Saturn or Jupiter becomes retrograde? Does that create more obstacles? Okay. Any planet which is retrograde, okay, means it is now having Cheshtabal. First of all, when I say Cheshtabal, so it is more focused, more determined to give its results. Okay. So the aspects of a retrograde planet will be ensuring that the results do manifest. The placement of a retrograde planet in a particular house will ensure that, the results do get manifest. It is more karmic. Okay, there is more karmic baggage that a planet is bringing into this janma if that planet is retrograde. However, even if the Jupiter or Saturn or both are retrograde in your respective D1 chart, the Dharma contract and the Karma contract will remain the same. So you will continue to refer to the ninth house from your Jupiter to understand the Dharma, and the 10th house from Saturn to understand your karma, friends. Okay. Akshat Kumar Tiwari, Jupiter in first house in Dhanu Rashi. Good. So your ascendant lord is placed in the ascendant. A very good placement for Jupiter. Jupiter, any which ways, is Digbali in the Lagna, and that too in its own Mool Trikon Rashi. It's a double blessing. Very strong, very well placed Jupiter, I may say, Akshat. And you have Saturn, Sun, Moon in 9,000 Leo Rashi. Okay. So let me share my screen, or maybe I can. Just one sec. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. And Akshat referred to his chart, so I don't have his birth details, but just to explain you, I am taking this reference. So Akshat has Jupiter in his first house, and please don't refer to the Rashi here, because the Rashi here is showing as per the current Gocha. So we understand that Jupiter is in Sagittarius in Dhanu Rashi in the first house. Now for you, your Dharma is actually the ninth house only. The ninth house of your horoscope is showing your Dharma contract. Now, what is ninth house? Ninth house is the house of the father. Ninth house is the house of the guru. Ninth house is the house of your traditions, your beliefs, your long distance travel, your higher education. This is all that, these are some few significant things that your ninth house shows. Now, that's your dharma, higher learning. getting more spiritual in this janma, or to understand the higher self or that higher energy, is the soul's dharma in this janma, because you're born with Jupiter in the lagna. And yes, the three planets also play their role. These occupants or the tenants of the ninth house, as you said, you have a Saturn, Sun, and Moon. First of all, I may say your Saturn, Sun, and Moon all are getting blessed, not just by being in the ninth house, but by receiving Jupiter's Navam Drishti. These three planets are getting blessed. However, if I have to talk about the example, I rotate it so that I can bring in Saturn in the ninth house. That's Akshat's example. He has Saturn. So for the karmic contract or the karma contract, we need to understand where Saturn is placed in one's horoscope. Now, if Saturn is in the ninth house, the 10th house from Saturn, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, the sixth house becomes your 10th house from Saturn. And we talked about the sixth house. This is a house of service. This is a house of healing. So your karma is to serve. Your karma is to heal. Your karma lies within debts, diseases, enemies, legal profession. So this house, the sixth house, Akshat, in your horoscope is showing the karmic contract. Again, the results will further get influenced if there are any planets sitting in your sixth house of your horoscope. So today, I simply wanted to touch that. You have heard many saying that follow your dharma, complete your karma, and then you will have a blessed life. This is how the yogis or the spiritual gurus will say. And that's absolutely right. However, to understand the dharma to be followed and the karma to be completed, we have to refer to these two key houses in our D1 horoscope, friends, which is ninth house from Jupiter and your 10th house from Saturn. I would, you know, uh, put a halt today at this stage. The intent was to, make a short video or do a short interaction, but to leave you with this very important concept of Vedic astrology, which is very seldom spoken, and very few astrologers understand and appreciate this or are even aware of this. And please stop looking at only your ninth house of the D1 chart to understand your dharma or your bhagya, or just stop looking at your 10th house of your D1 chart to only understand your karma. Please start appreciating and understanding both these houses, the ninth house from Jupiter and the 10th house from Saturn. And once you complete or work towards completing these two karmic contracts, the Dharma contract and the Karma contract, that is when your, destiny, your Bhagya awakens. So with this, friends, I may again humbly shout loud and request to all my viewers, if you're liking my interactions, if you're liking my videos, please do, comment. Please do like and share my videos with other astrology enthusiasts. And please do subscribe to my channel, Astrosatyajit, if you haven't done it yet. I would request all of you to please help me grow this family of Astrosatyajit on YouTube. And I will only continue to bring the real Jyotisha to you. That's my only, if I may say so, I am working as per my dharma contract and I am working as per my karma contract, friends. Help me spread the real Vedic astrology, the real Jyotisha with all of you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Jai Shri Ram, dosto. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah.